Welcome back to Safe Space. Last time we saw our quirky cast of cadets, they finished exterminating the bestial has-beens infesting the Martian Mines, and we're about to do some last-minute exploration. Gee, I sure hope that we don't lose any footage.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Dungeons and the Homosexual Agenda. Right. I said it this time.
Woo! So, I know you said it. You are fancy.
You are the new DM.
Welcome everyone. Unfortunately, the last time that we tried to record, which would have been the ending of the adventure into the mines, we lost a decent amount of footage. But it's okay, because not much actually happened, so I'm gonna go...
And we got chased by a flying chest plate
basically.
that could barely do any damage to us, but we were just so sick of being in the dungeon that we didn't, just kill it, so it just dragged everything down. I'm almost a bit happy that we lost the recording.
Yeah.
I was just not on top of things that time.
We just weren't having a good day. It wasn't a great day, but today's a new day, and so I'm gonna just quickly go over everything that we missed. So, so we left off with Geset, Baxter, and Eden all facing this kind of weird area where there was a hole in the ceiling and we didn't know where it went. So Geset managed to squeeze herself up the hole through the shaft of pulley chains and found herself inside a forge. She says over the radio that rocks are blocking the pulleys, which led Baxter to casting Thunderclap to shake the rocks loose. He barely just jumps out of the way as the pulleys activate and a large stone slab falls from the ceiling, opening the previously closed off entrance to the forge. As Eden and Baxter go to reconvene with Geset, Baxter takes a quick detour to continue his attempts to tame the lizard, but unfortunately he rolled a nat 1 and stepped on a lizard's foot. So he gave up after the lizard backed up and stabbed him. So they all reconvene on the second floor of the mines to the entrance to the forge, and like Nova said, they encountered a fair amount of very finely crafted weaponry, as well as a magical guard set of floating armor that was supposed to prevent them from taking the weapons out of the forge, but Eden kind of just holds it aside, and they walk out. So, we now... so, it's more that it just had a hard time getting hits in. But either way, we now are starting up where we left off, which is the top floor of the mines. The party has exited the mines and go outside to find a Eutology Foundation member waiting to pick them up. Throughout this whole mission into the mines, they recovered several things, including a large piece of jasper, I think 2 of those I believe, as well as Baxter made out of the forge with a short sword and a long sword.
Oh my god!
Now I'm sad you're not recording the screen.
We are going to be using Roll20 as an aid to help us, but we will be doing our best to make sure to describe everything on screen since we are currently unable to record it.
You gonna describe what's on screen now?
Oh, it's just gay. Don't worry about it. Yeah. But anyways, you... Why would you... Aw.
Wait, why? Don't scribble over it.
I liked the tongue!
I liked the tongue.
Oh my god.
It showed how gay they were.
But you guys find yourself climbing up the ladder to the top story of the mines, where you eventually make your way out of the darkness into the bright light of the actually you make your way out into the fading light of a sunset, as you had spent most of the day in the mines and it is close to dusk. As you guys emerge, you see a large shiny jeep with a kind of truck bed storage compartment in the back, and out of it the door slams and out walks what seems to be a Eutology staff member, and she walks towards you and says, "Hey guys, I didn't think you'd make it out of there. What happened? What held you up so long?"
Oh, no, they're just
wait a
an
minute,
annoying armor thing.
Wait, you thought we wouldn't make it out, and then you're surprised at how long it took us.
No, I think it's that we spent so long in there, she thought we died.
that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Our assignment was to eliminate the inhabitants, not to die. We were successful.
Yeah, that's true. That is accurate.
I mean, it's not wrong.
You know, I take any time not dying as a small victory. Sorry, we're a bit tired.
I'd say that's a pretty good victory. And don't worry about it. It's all right. I'd assume you'd be pretty tired after that long expedition. Let's get you guys back to the compound and we'll be all set to go.
So tired I could take a long rest.
She kind of just looks at you a little funny and then walks back to the Jeep and starts the engine.
All right. Yeah. So I just kind of hop in. I guess I just hop in the car. And as I just hop into the car, probably in the back seat, and I just say, "Hey, guys, I just want to say that it was really nice working with you. I think we're gonna make a really good team."
Wait. Isn't Eden too big to be in the truck?
So there's
Oh yeah, Eden is quite large.
Yeah, we made sure to get a specially designed truck just to carry the larger load than usual. Eden can go sit in the back truck bed. Don't worry.
Can I sit in the back?
You wound me.
If you'd like to, feel free.
Geset immediately jumps into the back.
Cool.
I've always wanted to do this.
Why?
All right, Baxter. I guess it's just you and me up here. It's not going to be a very long ride, though, so don't worry about it.
Baxter, come,
Yeah.
join us in the truck bed. Join us. Go on.
I just kind of get in the back seat as far away from both parties as I can.
Aw. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm having fun out here.
Good for you. I'm glad you're having fun.
Well, alrighty then. She starts to head off towards the direction of the Foundation, and you guys have about 5 to 10 minutes to talk if you'd like, otherwise we'll get there fairly soon.
Okay, so wait, is it just like a normal pickup truck? Like me and Eden are just like chilling in the back, or is it like a special truck that has like a containment unit for Eden, or like a charging port or something?
No, it's basically like, so what you guys see when you look at the Jeep is basically a vehicle that looks a cross between a Jeep and a dune buggy. So it's partially open to the air, so if you guys yelled, you could probably talk to both Baxter and Alicia, but the wind would pick up, so it'd be pretty loud. And otherwise, it's pretty normal except for like a pickup bed truck, so it's like just big enough to fit Eden in if he kind of squeezes his arms into his sides.
Oh, I didn't realize it was a dune buggy.
I squeeze my arms to my sides.
Alright, in that case, I think after a couple minutes, Geset's probably starts thinking that no one heard her. So I think she's just gonna repeat, like, hey, it was really nice working with you guys. I think we work really well together.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we did complete the mission, so that's good.
Yeah. There you go. Sorry about your lizard friend, Baxter.
It's okay. It's fine. I'll live.
Oh. We'll find you
You and
another.
the lizard were allies?
He wishes they were.
Excuse you? He's my closest friend.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have assumed.
Yeah.
I have not known humans to leave their closest friends in mind. I've learned a lot today.
Fuck.
Baxter, is it commonplace for your people to sow memento moris onto their allies?
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on Baxter.
I could use that. I'd be good with that.
No, I'm not actually gonna.
Oh. So rude.
This car ride isn't long enough for a short rest.
No, it really isn't.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. That was...
It's like a short rest at most.
That's sad.
Oh, actually, since we've got some time to ourselves, Baxter, do you think you could hand me the longsword really quick?
Sure.
I want to do something really cool with it.
Cool. I pass
So-
it back to her.
Awesome, thanks. Geset grabs it and she sits down on the trunk bed and bumps around a lot. In retrospect, this was a bad idea if she wanted to do this while holding a giant sword. And so, let's see if I have the actual text. But so because Geset is a Lunarian, she has a really awesome homebrewed. Oh, damn it, D&D Beyond. Basically, she has
Take your time.
She has a really awesome racial trait called Slime Forge and Gooloom. Basically, she can mimic she can, if she gets some time with just about any weapon that she has proficiency with, she can study it for a little bit of time and then she can replicate it. So we've seen her with the throwing knives and the crossbow. She's been making those out of her body. And she's able to do that because she's studied throwing knives and crossbows before. And so now she's going to, learn how the sword works so she can replicate the really cool longsword.
Cool. So just know that, the PCs don't know that you said that, but
I'm
audience.
explaining that to the audience and anyone else.
Cool. Yeah.
Slorge and Gloom for short. From Xanathars.
Yeah. Slorge Gloom. Slorge. I like the Slorge. The Slorge.
That's such a weird name. What the fuck?
Is this a weapon I can just look up and find?
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
a normal longsword, and if you
Is it a +1 longsword?
Yeah, so I was gonna tell you once you started observing it.
Oh yeah. So Geset starts observing it and studying it because it looks dope.
Geset takes the longsword from Baxter and spends some time just looking at it and studying it. And as she's looking at this weapon,
While she's doing that, I want to look at the short sword.
okay, yeah, I'll do that in a second. So as Geset looks,
I'm just clarifying.
yeah, no, I understand. So as Geset looks at this longsword, she's able to see that it's a very finely crafted sword, obviously made by someone who has made many of these before, and it seems a little easier to wield than the average weapon that Geset has handled. And so, out of character, what that means is it's a normal it's a normal longsword, basically what would come up in D&D Beyond, except when rolling the hit, you get a +2.
Yeah. So that is that is a little bit worse than my current rapier, so I'm probably not going to use it very much. But so I just kind of so I turned it back to all right, done, and I grab the sword by the blade carefully and hand it back to him with the handle. I don't know. How are you supposed to hold swords? I don't hold swords. I make my own. I don't hold them.
Oh my god.
I'd say by the handle is probably better off than by the blade.
You
Definitely.
got me there.
Don't point the blade at
Start
me.
part
But
towards
what
enemy.
what part towards friend?
Geset is
Yeah.
enemy.
Okay, so
One
I
part?
hold it by the handle and hand it to him. Just here you go. And then
There we go.
so I give it to Baxter, and then I turn my right hand into the slime replica of the +1 longsword. Or just hey, ta-da! And then I unmake it because my rapier is better, but I don't need to tell. That seems rude to me.
Do either of y'all react to her basically recreating this weapon?
Yeah.
I look impressed.
Cool. Alright, so Baxter, you said you were gonna take some time to study your sword as well?
Yes.
Alright. So, as Baxter pulls out the sword, or I guess if he already has it, he just holds the sword in front of him and kind of rotates it a little, kind of looks around on each side and around the hilt. And he notices that while it's a pretty normal-looking sword, very similar to the one that you already have, the blade seems to be almost reinforced with the same metal that the rest of the sword is made of, but it comes to a fine point to the part where, or a fine edge to the point where even if you just touch your thumb against it, it draws more blood than it would usually. And so this short sword, out of character, has a +2 to damage for every damage roll.
Oh shit.
Okay, so exactly like the longsword.
So the longsword has a +2 to hit, but the short sword has a
Oh,
+2 to
hit.
damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Awesome.
Okay.
Is the short sword a finesse weapon?
Yes.
Finesse weapons.
I'm pretty sure. I think.
Yeah, it
think
is.
the
It is finesse.
Yeah.
The short sword is finesse, and the long sword is versatile.
Ooh. I looked up longsword in Google, and I totally expected like D&D Beyond to pop up, but then it showed me like historical
God.
facts, and I got really confused.
What a nerd.
Right. All right. So, as you guys are studying these weapons, it takes a little while, and the car ride remains silent until the Mars outpost comes back into view, and Alicia kind of turns her head around as she's driving, just to glance back at you guys and say, "All right, guys, we're almost here. Get ready to get out
Disney
and
World.
get ready for your next mission."
That's out of character. You said just not randomly say Disney World.
Yeah. Okay.
What the fuck?
Okay.
Why did you randomly say
Because
it?
we are on a comedy podcast where we entertain people with humorous.
Geset's got Tourette's.
It wasn't funny though. It was just
Wait.
random.
Fuck you.
It's okay. I love you.
Fuck you,
Fuck you, I love you.
Fuck you. I love you. Eat a rat.
All right. The Jeep starts to slow down and pulls up towards the entrance to the hangar where you guys originally left the Foundation. And she parks the car and says, "All right, guys." She opens the door, gets out, and looks at you guys expectantly and says, "Okay, whenever you guys are ready, I'll take you over to get your the details for your next mission."
Alright.
I just kind of glance at the other two.
Geset just starts kind of walking towards the building.
Cool.
Is it possible for us to rest first?
Good point. Geset immediately collapses onto the floor.
Proceed with Alicia.
Alicia kind of looks at Geset and goes, is she okay? Does that, excuse me?"
I think she's fine. I mean,
Forgive the has-been. She's a metagamer.
Alicia kind of,
apparently Eden is too.
Wait, what if Eden can just break the fourth wall?
just casually. He's not that
Special
omniscient.
I mean, because that's the one who's been breaking the fourth wall. Sorry, wall.
Eden's player has to use the restroom.
Okay.
Alicia just kind of looks between
Enjoy yourself.
Baxter and Geset and goes, well, if you say so, I've never met a has-been like that before.
Oh, this is
And
just me.
She's weird.
It's just I do not represent all of Lunarians. I'm just weird.
She like snaps her head back
Finger
to
guns.
the facing Geset and goes, "She can still talk when she's like that?"
I was just being funny.
Yeah.
I feel fine. Like, I was just being silly. Because said we should take a rest first, so I was just like, okay, it just fell on my face, because... never mind.
Yeah,
Never mind.
Guess
You-
that the
you
joke's
wouldn't
not
get
funny
it.
when you explain
You
it.
wouldn't get it.
I guess I just need better exposure. Alright guys, and she kind of just blank-facedly walks towards the building and really stops for a second and goes, "Oh, great, Baxter. Yeah, you guys will have some time to rest as soon as we get you guys, the information that you need. I'm sorry, I'm just a little rattled. Anyways," and she...
Why are you rattled? What happened?
It's the first time I've seen anyone melt.
Oh, because I didn't melt, she
totally-
just, like, fell. Like... Or, well, okay, she melted.
Oh.
It's fine. Yeah.
She melts without realizing.
It's warm! It's Mars. It's like... It's post-terraforming Mars. The ground's nice and warm. She's just relaxing.
she kind of regains her composure a little and says, "Right, yeah, no, it's warm. It's like a beach vacation."
She re-solidifies and stands back up, and like wipes the dirt off her.
Alicia just shakes her head to herself and walks into the building, expecting you guys to follow. And so,
Becca, I have an extremely important question.
Of course.
Is Felicia cute?
Well, her name is Alicia, but
shit.
Oh.
she
mission failed. We'll get him next time.
Roll a d20 to determine her sex appeal.
Yeah, no, you.
Oh, actually? Oh, that's a nice drawing.
Oh, sorry.
Do
out
it.
of character.
Do it. Do it.
Alright.
If you wanna do that to see how attractive you find her, go for it.
Yeah, give us a perception roll to set.
That's an 8.
8.
8 out of 20, so that's a 4 out of 10.
Ooh.
Alright.
Well. Yeah, you're not too perturbed by
It's
her.
exactly a 4 out of 10.
Alicia's a pretty kind of classic person who works for the foundation. You know, she looks pretty normal. She's got like kind of slightly longer than chin length brown hair. She's got brown eyes and like fairly light skin for Mars, considering that they get a lot of sun there, but it's still probably like tan colored is how I'd describe it. But and she's wearing her Eutology uniform, which is basically just like a gray t-shirt and t-shirt and long pants with a black jacket over it with the Eutology symbol on it.
Alright.
Yeah, or sorry, her Eutology insignia. But anyways, so she walks back into the building of the Mars complex, and as you guys follow her, you head through the hangar where you can see several different jeeps and ships and people loading and unloading them. As you notice one ship that looks like it recently just flown in, you notice some eye carvers that have chains around their feet, and they are carrying what looks to be cargo from the ship into a different part of the complex.
They're eye cargos?
Ooh.
They're eye cargos?
Please tell me you say that in character.
Yes. She says, she like nudges Baxter on the shoulder and is like, Baxter, they're eye cargos. They're eye cargos.
Baxter just doesn't know how to react.
Hey Baxter.
He's
Hey
like-
Baxter. It's an eye caravan.
Yeah.
It's a caravan of eye carvers.
He's both impressed and also extremely frustrated that he's impressed.
Geset, that is false. These are eye carvers. They are Martian natives utilized by the Eutology Foundation. Where did Alicia go?
Alicia is kind of just... Alicia's
my
waiting
fucking
at the
God.
door of the hangar.
She's sad
entrance to the
Geset
rest of the
doesn't find her
Foundation.
attractive.
Well, she doesn't know that.
Like, it's not, she's not ugly, it's just like, you know, she's just not,
Wow, so nice, not ugly.
it's just like, she's not, like, it's just, she's not her type.
Alicia has made it all the way to the doorway between the hangar and the hallway and kind of just looks over her shoulder and is wondering what you guys are doing, all held up in the middle of the hangar.
Eye cargos.
I'm
So proud of
Oh
that.
my
That's the
God.
best joke I've made in this entire podcast.
You say that every time you
Yeah,
make a
it's
joke.
because it's true. It is not. It is not.
At least we're only improving.
Hopefully.
Debatable.
Alicia, as you guys catch up to her, Alicia continues on down the hallway past several different storage rooms, as well as a little farther down the hallway, a couple doors with a large window in the wall, and you can see that there are what looks to be some type of experiments going on with various different organisms from Mars. You notice one of the rooms even has a couple sturges inside it, the bat-like mosquito bug things that you were fighting in the mines. But as we pass through this whole area, we eventually make it to the end of the hallway where she stands in front of a door that's a little more nicely carved than the rest of all of the furniture around, and she turns around and says, "Okay guys, we're gonna go talk to the CEO. He has to be updated on your mission as soon as you guys return. After through this door, make sure to be very, very formal. We don't want to offend him. You guys were just promoted to recruits, so just do your best, and he'll update you on what your next orders are. And she kind of just steps to the side and waits for you guys
Geset, as
to
soon
go
as she
in
says
whenever
the
you're ready.
CEO, Geset, like, face, like, starts, like, dripping a little bit. Like, it looks like sweat, but it's, like, her goo. What? We're meeting the CEO?
Yeah. He likes to see all of the recruits after their first mission on their own, just to check in with them and make sure that everything went okay and that they're ready to really start their true operations.
Baxter is very unimpressed.
Okay, oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Okay. I guess I just, like, close her eyes and, like... And then...
You might want to stop the face melting if possible, but I don't...
I'm working on that.
Okay, no pressure.
Silence for it. And then, she just kind of snaps into, like, sort of customer service mode, and, like, she just stops melting and just, like, kind of gets control of herself with, like, a big smile, and just, like, she just turns back to, like, all right, you ready?
All
Sure.
right.
All right, yep, and we just walk on in.
All right. So, as I'm assuming Geset opens the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as Geset opens the door, you all are able to walk into a fairly small room, a kind of office-sized room that has bookshelves lining the walls and a large mahogany desk in the center, with just an older-looking man with kind of salt and pepper gray hair sitting at the desk. He looks at you guys and says, welcome. I hear you are the next team of recruits.
Yes, we are. My name is Geset. This is Jamie Baxter, and this is Eden. It's wonderful to meet you, sir.
Yes, likewise. As you might know, my name is CEO Ballantyne, but please feel free to address me as Marvin. I'm so happy to hear that your guys' mission went well. And
Geset forms as Baxter snickers. Geset forms eyes on the side of her head and glares daggers at him. I said dares glaggers. Glares daggers at him. Like, shut the fuck up. This goddamn CEO.
He just kind of, the CEO Ballantyne kind of just smirks to himself and looks at Baxter and nods a little bit, and then addressing all of you says, now that you guys have proven yourself to be willing to do what is necessary to complete your assignment, I have decided to assign you all your first self-driven mission. Now, in order to make sure that people know you're affiliated with the Eutology Foundation, I would like each of you to have an official insignia, and from his hand under the desk, he puts on top of the desk 3 different metal insignias. They, when you guys look closer, it looks to be a small copper badge that is perfectly round, and it has the Leonardo's Vitruvian Man pressed into the metal, the image of a man in the circle with the arms and legs touching the edges of the circle.
That's actually a pretty cool logo.
That is. Zach, get on that. Draw it right now.
At each point where the limbs of the Vitruvian Man touch the edges of the circle, you can see a small socket where it looks like something would be able to be placed. And so, Ballantyne looks at you guys and says, this is the official insignia that every Eutology Foundation member should be wearing. It's how you can identify people easily. Make sure not to lose these pins, or else most of you would most likely not be recognized as Eutology members. If you guys manage to move up in the ranks, if you manage to complete your jobs properly, I may award you a ruby stone that can be inserted into the socket. Each one is sort of like a commander's pin, signifying your rank. You all have 0 at the moment as you are new recruits, but we'll see how you guys progress. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope your visit to Venus goes well.
Thank you so much, sir. Have a wonderful day. Hey, I guess that says as she grabs it.
Oh.
And she,
all right.
leaves.
Oh, Oh yes, I'm sorry to forget before you go.
She's like, freezes.
Eden. I almost forgot to give you the orders for your mission.
Oh.
You will
What, like the most important
you will be able
part?
You will be able to get more information once you guys reach Venus. But currently we have a ship waiting for you in the hangar, which Alicia will be able to direct you to. And Eden, your orders for this mission are to assist your team however you can. You will receive more information later, but make sure that none of you sully the Foundation's name.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you for your time, and good luck.
Thank you. Ew, Geset gets the fuck out of there. Hey everyone, it's your girl Nova again. I'm so glad that y'all are enjoying the show so far. We record episodes way more often than we actually put them out, so we're a full arc ahead of you guys, and let me just say, this is when shit gets good. The Venus arc is honestly the most fun I've ever had doing anything, and I'm making an effort to get these out as quickly as possible, simply because I need to be able to talk about it. But despite my efforts, this episode is only here now because of our fantastic DM Rebecca, who edited most of this episode. So let's give her a round of applause. She works so hard on the show and she deserves all the praise in the world for it. But enough about me, let's talk about you and how you can get more delicious Datha content. If you're excited as I am to hear what we have in store for y'all, we have some social medias for you to follow. You can find us on Instagram at datha.podcast, where we post a lot about our very fluid schedule, so it's a great place to stay up to date. And we post fan art and surveys. It's simply the best place to interact with us. Well, mostly me. I do a lot of the social media stuff. We also we're also on Twitter at Eutology FND. You probably know how to spell it by now. Finally, wherever you're watching this, be sure to like and subscribe and comment what you think. We love to hear your feedback because that's how we improve as storytellers. One last thing, super duper quick, before I let you go. We actually saw our first ever piece of fan art at shaycrea.jpg. I think that's how you pronounce it. Drew our favorite Progressive Squad, and it looks amazing. You can check it out on the Datha Instagram, and if you want us to see your fan art, post it under hashtag Datha Podcast on Instagram or on Twitter. There's also no canon designs for any of the characters, so feel more than free to take as much creative license with them as you please. Okay, I'll get out of your hair. Bye-bye!
All right. So as you guys exit, Alicia kind of looks at you guys and says, "Well, I hope you had fun meeting the CEO. You know, he doesn't talk to many people apart from new recruits and many of the higher ups. So it may be a while before you're able to see him again."
Yeah.
But yeah, no, don't worry about it. He's not a judgmental man. You don't need to. She kind of looks at Geset and pats her on the back a little. Are you all right?
Yeah, it's just I was not. I usually try to give myself some time to prepare before I talk to someone important. I'm good at talking to people. I was just high stakes.
It's great practice. Don't worry about
Yep,
it. Nothing
yep.
can be more scary than this.
That's a good. Thank you, Alicia.
You're welcome.
Hey,
Now, if you
Alicia?
follow me, yeah, of course.
Whatever happened to that dude, Jeffrey?
Oh,
Yeah, the one that drove us
Yeah.
over there in the first place.
Oh yeah, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
yeah, he's going back to his Eutology lessons. You know, he still hasn't gained the full status of a recruit yet, so that's why he might not have had a pin to show you guys.
Wait, he's
but
below us?
Yes, he is.
Oh, really?
He's been in the Foundation for many years, but always seems
Oh,
to
no.
fail on the combat sections of
Aw.
the training, so we haven't been able to promote him, but
Really?
most people know who he is. He's a staple here at the Mars
Oh, I
Outpost.
feel bad.
Yeah, that's really sad.
No, don't worry about it. I think he just doesn't have the heart to, take care of business as needed. But
So he's just
that's
a big
all right.
softie?
You know what? That's fair.
You could say that, yeah.
Oh.
All right. Well, I wish him the best, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Are we at the ship yet?
Yeah, so you guys were walking and talking as just asking Alicia questions, and you guys make it back to the hangar down through the path you just took. And she walks over and says, "Yeah, we're at the ship," and turns to her left and points to a fairly beat up looking shuttle. She says, "This is one of the Expedition Mark 7 shuttles. We use them for all different types of intrasystem navigation. They're not really the fastest, but they work pretty well for our purposes. So luckily it has an auto navigation system and will be able to take you to Mars." She opens the door to the shuttlecraft.
Are we on Mars?
I do not require
Oh.
transportation to Mars.
She kind of laughs to herself and goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. I meant to say Venus. I was briefed by the CEO that is where you guys are going, but otherwise, I'm sorry. I don't have much more information."
Venus is pretty close. I wasn't aware that the change affected Venus severely.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, but the thing is, Venus already had a lot of terraforming and plant growth going on, so there were a lot of plants on Venus that were slightly affected by the change. You guys will see what happened, but it's still pretty drastic. We've had a hard time really establishing a good foothold on that planet,
Yeah,
so hopefully you guys will be able to clear a path for us.
Yeah.
Quick side note.
God.
In my astronomy class, sorry. For our final, our teacher changed it, so we had a final assignment where we had to listen to an hour-long lecture and then write about it. Anyway, I watched one on Venus.
That's really easy.
I know.
Oh, sweet.
I watched one on Venus, and something
Yes.
interesting is one of Venus's moons. What was it called? I don't remember. But the point is it has these geysers on the South Pole that are shooting out salt water, and turns out there's a whole saltwater ocean beneath the surface.
Oh, that's really cool.
I know, right? So it's
Fuck, I couldn't
actually,
put that in my notes.
it's actually a place that people are considering that could be a place where we might be able to live.
Yeah.
Definitely
I was
easier
hearing
than
a
living
little-
on Venus. Oh, so Rebecca.
Yeah.
This is totally out of character, but
Yeah.
so is
sure.
Venus do we have habitats on Venus, or has Venus been terraformed to be livable?
Or both.
You guys will get more information on it in character, but it's a little bit of both. Where there was both some terraforming going on before the change, and there are also
So there was some
colonies
terraforming
there.
in progress, but it wasn't completely finished.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, also, wait, have we taken a long rest or a short rest or something?
You guys will get that
Got it.
fairly soon. So
I think right in between when Marvin stopped talking and started handing us the badges, and when we picked them up, that was when we took the long rest. We just sat there for
Dude,
8
it
hours
felt like a
and
long
did
rest to
nothing.
Geset, but she was not resting.
yeah.
Felt like it took forever.
I don't want this to give the impression
So to
that she
clarify,
sucks
only
at
Geset
talking to
got a
people
long
because
rest.
she has really
Yes.
high charisma. But it's just that I think she this is kind the CEO is kind of her hero because she's been
The
so
CEO is a
indoctrinated.
Chad.
Yeah.
Get your Chad.
Basically. He's like an old Chad. No, he's like
Chad.
Oh my god. The CEO is basically just an old rich dude. Just imagine a classic old rich CEO that pretends to
Oh
be
god,
nice.
Geset's a Trumpy.
You know.
And he's
fuck.
He is hung, that is canon.
I
Yeah,
shouldn't
I mean,
agree
I-
with this, but I am.
Alicia walks up and shows you guys the ship, and as she's explaining the ship and what it looks like, she walks over to the door and pulls what looks just to be kind of like a car handle, pretty typical mechanism, and she pulls it and lifts upward to open the door vertically so that there's about an 10 by 10 opening to the shuttle. The shuttle itself would probably, you could estimate, being about 50 feet long and about 30 feet wide. So it's definitely large enough for you guys to kind of like move around and
Geset
sit and eat, but not
Geset
a
is
whole lot
awestruck.
more than that. So Alicia opens the door and takes a couple steps inside and says, "All right, well, at the very least until the end of this mission, and most likely as long as you guys are working with the corporation, this will be your shuttle for getting around Foundation. This will be your shuttle for getting around the solar system. If y'all would like to name it,
We get to
dress it
name
up,
it?
whatever,
Oh my god, we need to name it.
feel
What
free to
guys,
do
what
as
should we
you
name it?
wish."
Aw.
Alicia, what are we to do when the auto-navigation system
thought-
fails?
I thought
What
you
do you-
were trying to
when?
name it Alicia.
Alicia. Alright, that's
Eden's
an
got a
option. That's
crush.
an option. Alicia.
Alicia turns around and looks at Eden and says, "Oh, well, we've never had any shuttles break down like that unless they've sustained extreme damage, but if that ever comes to terms, there is a pretty classical, almost airplane, if you guys have ever heard of that, but airplane-esque control system. Most people wouldn't know how to operate this machinery, but it's not too difficult, and you guys should be able to figure it out in a pinch. But otherwise, the computer operating system is able to take care of most of the navigation. So she walks over to the front of
You
the...
should be able to figure out how to pilot an airplane in a pinch.
Well, I can go over the controls with you, but it's really not that difficult.
And then she goes over the controls.
She kind of chuckles to herself, thinking that as if this is like ridiculous. But she walks up to the front of the shuttle, which is indeed kind of the cockpit, though the whole shuttle, except for the storage area in the back, is just one large opening. There's a couple seats strewn throughout, up front for the people controlling, as well as some seats in the back more for lounging. She walks up to the front, sits down in the main pilot's seat, and she says, "All right, so the auto navigation screen is right here in the center. It's a pretty easy interface. You're able to pick wherever you would like to go. You can either choose an planet or enter specific coordinates for any part in space or on the planetoid. Real quick, before anything else, I'm just going to enter the coordinates to where you are touching down on Venus." She kind of fumbles around, clicks through some like panels, whatever, and then she looks at Ethan and says, "All right, so on this left-hand side, in front of the seat that I'm sitting in, if you'd like to try and squeeze into the seat next to me,
This
feel
touchscreen
free."
is not responding to my fingers.
That's a very interesting point.
Eden, maybe
Eating
just to
your
like plug into it.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, let me...
I was hoping.
I'm sorry.
I was hoping
I'm
you
not.
would be like, what? Wait, can we do a second take of that?
I'm just not-
because I think that would be fucking hilarious. I know we're not. And this is supposed to be improv, and I know we're not supposed to do
But-
that, but fuck me, that would be so funny.
But why would he say what?
Because like he's
Oh.
having an existential crisis.
What?
It would just
You
be
mean
a
like
funny
that?
joke. Like, what?
There you go.
I thought you meant as in I'd be offended of you accusing me of plugging myself into such a ship. Like I wouldn't put my plug there.
No. It's like you. It's like the joke is that you never. Never mind.
It's okay.
Stop being funny now.
Nah, it's
Okay, it's
fine.
funny.
Well,
It's still funny.
anyway,
Moving on.
moving on. Alicia kind of just looks at Eden and goes, "Oh, Rhea, I'm not used to working with robots. Let me just fiddle with it for a little bit. You know, if you
I'm
guys..."
sure you'll figure it out in a pinch.
Hey.
Oh shit! I cast Cure Wounds again.
She gives Eden kind of a side eye and says, "Ha."
Is that her laugh?
That is fucking savage though.
No, that's her saying "ha." She looks at Eden and says, "I will modify the panel so that it will respond to metallic touch.
That is sufficient.
In the meantime, let me explain how to pilot the ship normally, and then you guys will have to do something while I'm modifying your ship."
Something.
So she she redirects her attention and says, alright, so in the controls in front of us we have all of the main altitude readers, we have a couple different ways to detect your location in space, and she kind of points out the radars and explains how each one works, and how you would like operate them while flying both in space as well as in the atmosphere of a planet. And she also points out what basically looks like two handlebars that you can pull forwards and backwards like a really old plane to like ascend and descend, as well as for rolling and leaning and all that. I would like you all to roll a d20 for me.
Oh! Alright.
Ugh!
Oh, a 15. Congratulations.
13.
8.
That's just like
Okay.
how hot Alicia is.
Hey!
Okay.
You know,
So-
8 out of 20.
These rolls determine how well you guys were able to remember her instructions. So add your intelligence modifier, and that will basically be the DC for how easy it is for you guys to pilot the ship. So I'll
Alright,
roll
14.
10.
Oh, okay, cool. So
15.
it's 15, 14, and 10. So let me just write that down real quick so I have it.
We ain't the sharpest tools in the shed.
Yeah, especially me.
It's fine, Baxter. You just weren't paying attention.
Wait, aren't you an engineer?
Exactly!
Well, you got a 10. That's like decent.
Oh my god.
So, in any future scenarios, if you guys end up having to pilot the ship for whatever means, these will basically be like your proficiency in piloting the ship.
Okay.
And you can modify it and spend time like practicing if you guys would like in the future, but for now this is how well you'll be able to remember the instructions that Alicia is giving you. So, after giving all of these instructions, Alicia looks at you guys and says, alright, well, you guys are gonna have some time to do whatever you'd like while I'm modifying the panel. In the meantime, you could check through some of the mission supplies that are in the back storage compartment of the shuttle, and feel free to do anything around the compound, buy, sell, sleep, whatever, and let me know when, I'll let you guys know when I'm good to go. So, out of character, you guys have about 8 in-game hours until she is ready to, or is done with the modifications of the ship, so it's up to you how you spend that time.
Geset is trying to think of a name.
Oh,
Cool.
Hey, Geset.
What?
We should name it Jeffrey.
We should.
I'd ride Jeff.
That way he can finally be a part of the Institute and travel. He won't be stuck here on Mars anymore.
But okay, I'm totally down for that. But like, how do we like jazz it up?
Jeffrey!
SS Jeffrey.
Every time we say it,
Jeffrey.
we just have to do jazz hands.
You're
Jeffrey!
Jamie. Geset grabs Jamie by the shoulder. Jamie, you're a genius.
I know I am, but what are you?
Lesbian.
I thought you were American.
I know.
Oh my
Amer-
god.
Isn't that like an old ass?
Good
Isn't
memes,
that like
Zach.
an old ass
Thank you
country?
for-
It's a
What the fuck
vine.
is America?
Oh my god.
I mean American.
Just laugh at my dumb reference.
American. Oh, thank you, Eden.
Thank you, Eden.
Yeah, didn't that nation fall in like 2020? Or was it 2016? Probably 2016.
Oh!
Close enough.
Anyway, I'm gonna
Well,
stop
that
making
was
dated
conversation.
political references because we have to go and learn how to fly Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
Fucking love it.
Alicia, where is the nearest exchanger of items?
Oh, well, there are several of those in a couple stands outside of the hangar.
Which one possesses firearms?
Firearms. You should be able to just see them laid out on the table. They're all, they all look pretty much the same.
Where is the table?
Just
Come on, Eden.
head out
Leave
the
her
doors to
alone.
the hangar.
It's already gonna take her 8 hours or whatever. Come on.
Yeah.
Baxter, I was provided with a longbow. Look at my hands. Do you take me for the type of operant that can operate a longbow?
God.
No.
It's fine. You can learn. You can practice.
Let's go get you a gun.
Practice.
Let's go get you a gun.
Yeah.
Baby.
I walk to the table.
Cool. So Eden heads through the main doors that you guys originally entered when exiting the Jeep. You walk out of the main doors of the hangar around the corner to what looks like a small, almost bazaar with a couple of different merchants with stuff on their tables. And so one of them clearly just has a bunch of firearms and swords on their table.
Distributor, I wish to exchange these items. What can you provide me in exchange for leather armor that is suited for humans, a longbow, 20 arrows, and a light crossbow?
The vendor kind of looks up at you and goes, you're talking to me.
That is correct.
All right.
I mean, you're the vendor,
yeah,
aren't
let's.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you know.
Don't be rude. Take this man's stuff.
My apologies. I'm sorry. You said, could you please go over the items again, and I can tally up the cost.
I think dispatch confused me with a standard
Jeffrey.
operant. They provided me with human tools. I
you
cannot fit in
practicing
this
Geset?
leather armor, and I cannot operate these
Maybe.
bows. I just lay out on the table a set of leather armor, a longbow, a light crossbow. Yeah.
Light crossbow. Okay.
Rebecca?
All right. So the merchant takes a second to kind of tally up everything that's in stock. What's up, Zach?
While Eden is doing this, Baxter notices that Geset is practicing saying Jeffrey, and he kind of steps back to her and he's like, no, like this. Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
You see?
God.
You get it?
Yes. Thank you.
Jeffrey. Now you try.
Oh, God.
Is that thieves' can?
Geset grabs like a can of spray paints and spray paints Jeffrey onto Jeffrey. Or, sorry, Jeffrey.
Yes.
And then she tries to
What color is it?
Bright pink.
rainbow.
And it's sparkly.
How did I
Rainbow.
know? How did I know?
Jeffrey says
You
gay
guys
rights.
are great.
Wait, Jeffrey has the exact number of letters for a rainbow. That's
Oh
perfect.
shit. Yeah. Yeah. That's what she does.
And you know it's glittery.
Fuck yeah, it's glittery. And she tried to draw jazz hands, but she really fucks it up. But like,
I'm kind of just impressed that you were able to scavenge for glitter.
Oh please,
But
don't
honestly,
think.
there's so much shit around.
Don't think Baxter just
Yeah.
doesn't
Eutology
have
has
glitter
everything. You
on
can buy
him.
everything at Eutology.
Is it a hand or a heavy
It's
crossbow?
a light.
Sorry, what?
Do you know what type of crossbow it is?
I have a light crossbow.
A light crossbow. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it was just part of the like fighter starter gear. So it's
Yeah.
funny because I was thinking making Eden like, what the fuck? This shit doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it was probably just stuff you were like handed,
Yeah.
and people
Yeah.
were like, "Oh yeah, he can use it, right?"
How the hell do we arm that thing?
All right, so the merchant kind of picks up the arrows and the crossbow and the longbow, totally not even aware of the pink glitter going on in the hangar.
Excuse you, rainbow.
And
Yeah.
oh,
How dare you
rainbow,
insult
I'm sorry, I
Jeffrey
forgot.
like
What the
that?
fuck, Rebecca?
Jeffrey!
Jeffrey!
No.
I'm so
No.
glad.
Jeffrey.
Tangent, I'm so glad that you guys are saying it like that, because when I wrote it down in my notes, I think I spelled Jeffrey, except, you know, the ER part near the end, I just
Hell
repeated
yeah.
that like 8 times.
Jeffrey.
So I think it's pretty accurate. So the merchant looks up at Eden after looking at everything's on the table and says, yes, this is all fairly new looking material. Have you not used it at all?
Correct.
All right. Well, I would say that a fair price for all of this gear would be around 130 gold pieces.
I do not need your gold. What weapons do you sell?
Oh, equivalent exchange. All right. Well, we have a wide variety here on the Mars Outpost. We have anything that you really might like.
I'd like something that projects flame.
That projects
He wants
flame.
a flamethrower.
Let me just check in the back. So he kind of like looks at you, and then ducks under the table and like starts rummaging through the different bags that he has under there. And one moment as I figure out what the fuck to give this man.
Keep in mind, because I have because I have firebolt, I am justified that as a flamethrower.
Yeah, no, I remember.
Yeah.
I think that's a really cool way to like explain the spell since you're a tinkerer. I'm just trying to think of what would work for Eden, and so I need to give it some thought.
Yep. Just saying that you could use those stats for a flamethrower.
Oh.
That's what I mean.
And I think there's guns in, like, I think there are just guns, like, they're
Right.
old-timey guns, but there are, like, guns in D&D.
Yeah, no, there totally is. I have like a huge list of everything that different shopkeepers might have, but it's definitely not complete. So I'm just
And it
skimming
definitely
through.
doesn't have a flamethrower.
I typed flame in Control F and it didn't
Oh,
work, so I'm
God.
gonna say no.
You know, honestly, Rebecca, what we can do
Uh-huh.
is what's his face behind the bar can just say, I can order one for you, but it's not going to be here for a while, and then between now and the next session, you and I can help you one.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, like this is one of the main like outposts on Mars, so I'm not trying to take too long with this. I'm just looking
Lore-wise,
up
it should
some
have it.
stats for different guns. Yeah, no, like out of all of the places that you guys are gonna go, this would be the most likely place to have it because Mars is kind of one of the most populated planets on this system, and so if he didn't have it at like the Foundation outpost, that would be kind of weird. He may not have exactly what Eden's looking for, but I'm just gonna look up some D&D weapons.
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey! No, not gunslinger. Firearms. Fuck yeah. Let me just compare that to...
Firestorm flamethrower? Yeah, that
Yeah,
sounds good.
like, let's just say that, like, they have that. Like, it doesn't mean that you can necessarily afford it.
The shopkeeper, after rummaging around for a few minutes, goes, aha! And pulls out a fairly janky-looking gun-type thing. It resembles a revolver, except where the container for the revolver bullets would be, is a much larger glass, well, kind of like fiberglass container that's filled with a dark liquid. And he pulls it up and shows it to Eden and says, ah yes, this is a ware that I've had for many years and I haven't been willing to give away, but I think you could make good use of it. This is called a Firestorm flamethrower.
Ooh.
And so he looks at Eden and says, this is a very nice piece of equipment. I'd say that it's valued about 200 gold pieces. Do you think, in exchange for this gear and 70 more gold pieces, I might be...
How much gold do you have, Eden?
I dropped my gold on his table.
Cool.
I
have no
80
money on me.
And whatever this armor is worth, and I'm just tossing it all at him. I don't give a fuck.
Well, you're
Yeah,
supposed to start
you
with
should have
some
gotten
money.
some in the...
Really?
You're a bard, and I think bards start with, like, almost the most money, if I'm not mistaken. I could be. It might be the other way around. They either have the most at least. But yeah, you're just supposed to, like, roll a dice that's specified in the handbook, and that will say how much your starting gold is.
Where
and
would
since you haven't
my...
done that
I'm
already,
looking
you can
for
just
it
do that
on...
now
I
if
don't
you like.
see any spot for...
I'll have to look for it.
Oh yeah, it says I have 0 currency.
Anthony's trying to look for it
just
as well.
a blank line currency, so...
Okay.
It's-
Starting wealth by class. For a bard, that was your first level, was a bard?
Yes.
So it says here to roll 5d4 and then multiply that by 10, and that's your starting gold. So 5d4 times 10.
I have
What about
120
rogues?
gold.
Alright.
Nice, yeah, that's really solid.
That was 40 more than I had.
Yeah.
What about rogues?
Rogues, it is 4d4 times 10.
How do I...
Okay.
So roll 4d4 and then multiply that result by
Oh, okay.
10. Hey, we have the same starting gold.
Cool.
Yeah, 80 gold.
Awesome. So I have 120 gold.
Yeah.
Damn,
So-
you're rich.
Yeah,
right.
Eden is
I
now
mean,
the
I have
four-
I
and,
have
like,
been working with Eutology for 4 years, so I've saved up a little.
And I remember, like, a couple of you guys also picked up some gemstones from the
Yes.
mine.
Yes.
If
Yes.
you-
Yes. Yes.
I don't think
Yeah.
I...
I
if you-
picked up
if-
gemstones. Let me get my character sheet.
Well, while you do that,
I didn't write it down.
the merchant looks at all of the gold spill on the table. His eyes kind of widen a little bit, and he goes, "Oh, all right then. Thank you for your wares, sir."
How do I use this weapon?
So he hands the weapon to you and says, "Make sure that the weapon always has a steady source of napalm in the canister, and it should, you should just be able to pull the trigger, similar to most other types of guns, and a spark will ignite the napalm and spray it out the front, sending a stream of fire in front of you. Just make sure to aim it at a non-flammable target if you're not trying to hurt anyone." But,
That is not in my mission parameters.
well,
Oh, damn.
I admire the weight of this weapon. Do you also sell more of the napalm?
yes, of course.
You only have like 10 gold left.
You can borrow some from me.
He'll have to ask.
You're so nice.
Yeah.
Yes, so I do sell extra canisters of napalm for this material, but you should be able to find it at any outlet that has some type of explosive or fuel. In this case, I can sell each replacement canister for about 2 gold each.
I will take 5 of them.
All right.
Damn,
He,
only 2 gold?
It's a lot less expensive than the gun at the very least. But
Fair.
he pulls out the canisters and says, "All right, here you go. Make sure not to jostle them too much. They're a little volatile." And so, out of character for your character sheet, it will it will do 4d6 fire damage.
Nice.
Sorry, what's it called?
A firestorm flamethrower.
Firestorm.
It does 4d6 damage, and anyone who takes damage from the flamethrower is caught on fire. And so it takes 1d6 fire damage each turn until it is extinguished the flames.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And so there is also a special attack that you can use. It will spray everything in front of you in a 20-foot cone. But it uses the entire payload, and so each canister has 4 shots in it.
Okay.
Yeah, and so if you use the cone attack, each creature has to succeed a DC 15 Dex throw to try and take half the damage.
And if you point that anywhere near Geset, it will literally murder her.
Oh yeah, she'll like.
But I know that.
It'll basically be like trying to ignite fuel.
Yeah. Actually, I think
But-
Geset notices that you're buying a flamethrower, and I think she literally says, "Oh, neat."
No, you guys are at the ship. You're spray
That's
painting
fair.
stuff.
Yeah.
Are you trying
Yeah.
to kill her?
Not at
No,
all.
you'll be able to see it soon. Don't worry about it. But yeah, that's
I
the
wander-
end of that interaction.
Can I wander over to exchange my loot for gold?
Yeah, of course.
So I have written down here that I got the leader's necklace, which is a jasper necklace.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't. How much would that be worth?
Well, you have to go talk to a shopkeeper.
Okay. Is there like a jewels or like jewelry person there?
Yeah, there. One of the tables has an assortment of different like kind of accessories, gemstones, gem cutting tools, whatnot.
Okay,
It's,
I walk up to him.
Cool. It's the stand on the opposite side of the bazaar from Eden, so you would be back to back with him, kind of. So, as you walk up, the shopkeeper looks at you and goes, "Hi, yes, welcome to the shop. What would you like to purchase today? We have many fine wares, many different types of gems and jewels and bracelets. Would you like something to adorn yourself or maybe a loved one? You know, it could be interesting. What are you looking for?"
Shit.
She just looks at you with a huge grin on her face, kind of cheesy almost.
Baxter is very taken aback. He's just kind of like, sell?
Oh, okay. Do you have anything of value? What would you like to sell?
I just kind of dump all my stuff on the table, and it's yeah, it's the jasper necklace, and then it looks like I also have 5 metal and 1 jasper, like gem. I don't know.
Right.
That's what I have written down. It's
Yeah.
called lizard loot.
Lizard loot. Nice.
Because the lizard had like baskets on it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You So as you dump all of this stuff on the table, she kind of leans back a little bit because she was leaning forward on resting her head on her knuckles and goes, oh, okay. And she picks up each little thing that you put on the table. She picks up the metal and kind of looks at it and kind of tosses it back down, then sees the necklace and goes, oh, yeah, this is where did you get this? It doesn't look like anything made by people around here. You know, I'm a pretty good connoisseur of the new jewelry and necklaces. Excuse my pronunciation.
I believe it was from a kobold leader in a mine. Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so sorry, it's kind of bloody. I guess.
She just
Here.
starts to notice the kind of dried brown flecks and immediately drops it and goes, oh!
I pick it up and I just kind of rubbed against my shirt, like you would an apple. You know what I mean?
Can I interrupt
Like
a
you're
little
trying
bit?
to
Yeah,
eat an
yeah.
apple.
I think Geset like notices what's going on and starts
Sure.
like walking up towards them to kind of check out the situation.
Yeah, sure, you'd notice them wander off.
So she's just kind of standing there.
Yeah. So,
Are you done painting Jeffrey?
Yeah, so as Jeffrey. So as Baxter and the shopkeeper are having this conversation, you see Eden kind of finishing up his purchase. And so the shopkeeper looks at if there's anything else you'd like to do, feel free to interrupt again. But the shop
Picture of this weapon?
I don't think so. I can kind of draw out how I was envisioning it later.
Okay. I'm just wondering if it looks like what somebody might expect to be a flamethrower, or if it's sort of strange looking since it uses like slugs.
Yeah, I mean, definitely not like that. It almost kind of just looks like a hunk of metal, and it very obviously has like a handle and a trigger, with a large canister of fluid that you can kind of see on the outside. Anyways, so for Baxter, once you wipe off the blood off that necklace, she kind of picks it up with the tips of her fingers, just using two of them, and holds it and says, "Yeah, this is pretty unique. You know, I'd be willing to give you like 10 gold pieces for it. Maybe another gold or two for the metal, but that hunk of jasper is really nice. It's one of the largest ones I've seen in a while. You know, most of the areas around here have been pretty well strip mined. I'm impressed that you found something so big. I'd say that I could give you about 45 gold for the large piece of jasper. So that'd be about a little under 60 gold in total."
Yeah.
Geset steps in but before Baxter can agree to that, I think Geset's gonna step in and try to like do a little bit of bartering.
Oh, okay.
She's gonna and like, hi, my name's Geset. We're teammates. It's listen.
Ah, yes.
I have to tell you because I noticed that you talked about how valuable the jasper in itself is, but I think what you're failing to appreciate is the cultural value of this jewelry to the kobolds. Oh, it's
Fuck yeah.
you see, this is a genuine battle artifact. You could, yes, it would be around 60 gold if you like at the sum of its parts, but this has survived battle. This is the mark of a leader to the kobolds. And I think that needs to. And it also holds memories for us as part of our first journey together. So I think if we're going to part with it, I think you're going to have to increase your sell price. Can I roll persuasion for that?
Yeah.
Yay,
Oh
my
my
first
God.
persuasion roll.
This is
Fuck
beautiful.
yeah. That was a really good explanation too.
Thank you.
I'd say I'll give you advantage on that.
Oh,
also,
shit.
it's your first roll, so fuck yeah.
Also, do there?
No fucking way! No shit!
Wow.
Nat 20 plus
As-
5.
Oh my god.
And she also kind of starts doing like flirty eyes.
Oh my god.
Okay.
So that's where the nat 20 comes from. Just like,
Of course.
Yeah.
I'd really appreciate it if you could give it a better price.
So as you tell this long and dramatic story, she starts to like you see these like tears kind of fill her eyes a little bit as she realizes the struggle and battle that you've had to go through to get and as you finish the story, kind of batting your as you kind of like I'd bat your eyelashes at her a little bit, you can see her blush a little bit, and she goes, "Oh," she puts her hand over her heart and goes, "Oh my, that's such a great, wow, yes, no, I bet there would be many collectors who'd be willing to pay much more for this. I'm so sorry for undercutting
no problem
such a..."
you gotta know the story, you know?
Yes, no, definitely. I'd be willing to give you, bump up the price to 90 gold pieces. Do you think that would be enough? I don't want to offend you in any way.
Do you think you could do 100?
She kind of looks. Give me another roll.
It would be really cool if you could do 100.
Oh my god.
Give me another roll, Geset.
Damn it. Oh, okay.
No, I don't. It's like a DC like 7. Don't worry about it. Yeah, that's another nat 20.
Fuck?
Okay.
God. Guess that's horny
So
for this lady.
No, she's horny for me, bitch.
Nah, she's
Just take it all.
she's just a really
Here's
good
all of
liar.
the gold.
She takes
Oh my
the
God.
pouch from her hip and kind of just looks at it and looks through all the gold pieces and takes out maybe 1 or 2 and hands it to you and Baxter and says, or hands it to Baxter and says, "Please make sure your team is compensated." And she hands you the bag,
Thank you
and it's
so
filled with
much.
110 gold
And
pieces.
I shoot her like a wink as I turn away.
What was the original number?
60!
60. Oh
Boom,
my God.
bitch.
Oh my god.
And I totally shoot her a wink as I like turn away.
Oh no, guess
Later
I,
that year, Eutology went bankrupt.
Yes.
little did they know it was all Geset.
Oh my god.
We're now on the top of the most
Hell
wanted
yeah.
lists.
Oh my god. I'm so
Oh,
fucking
right.
happy.
Yeah, so she just looks at you guys and says, "Thank you so much for your patronage.
how rude of
I
me.
feel
What
so
are
lucky
you
today."
selling, girl?
And kind of,
What do you have for sale?
oh, she looks at you with the biggest eyes she's ever given anyone and says, "Oh my gosh, yes, of course. I have so many different wares that you can explore. We have necklaces, bracelets,
Ooh.
amulets, jewels, anything you might want."
Are they like nanite enchanted or anything by any chance?
She kind of cocks her head and looks at you and says,
Is that a
"Well,
thing? I don't know if that's a thing.
I'm..." No, it totally is, but she kind of looks at you and says like, "Well, that sounds familiar. Let me look through some of my items and see if I can find anything. It's been a while since anyone's asked for something so expensive. Usually people just try and buy trinkets or wedding rings."
Oh, yeah. Well, we're going off on a
Wedding rings.
Geset realizes that mid-sentence and kind of stutters for a second. Yeah, well, we're like heading off on like a really cool, dangerous space mission and stuff. So,
What is
yeah,
this?
we're trying to...
wow.
Hey, I was just curious.
Yeah.
We're doing some pretty good business here. I think we're both, having a really great time. I just wanted to... What's your name, huh?
Shit, I forgot to ask her her name.
Oh.
I fainted.
What's that SSID, huh? Where do you live?
Honestly,
You got any moles?
with your persuasion though. She looks at you and says, "Oh yes, my name is Rosa Sparks. Nice to meet
Rosa
you."
Oh, Rosa, that's a
Sparks?
beautiful name.
Completely slips off her wedding ring.
I just kind of nudge Geset.
She kind of just looks at you guys both for a second and goes, "Oh, right," and starts to rummage through her different bags of items and whatnot. So it'll take her a minute or two.
Awesome. So Baxter, do you want to split it 50-50? So that's at 55 each?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, actually, wait. What about 60-40? It was my stuff.
Yeah, and I almost doubled the selling price.
Fine.
Come on. Fine, so I'll do 60-50, but like,
Yeah.
come on.
Oh, that's gonna come out.
No,
60-50? That
Just
doesn't add up.
That's 200 anyway.
Yeah, no, it was
Yeah.
for
A
110.
bunch of people.
I asked for 100
Oh.
and she gave 110.
Yeah.
That's how good I am.
Okay.
That comes from my job as a canvasser that I don't get to do anymore.
She didn't even realize that she handed you the extra coins because she refused to break eye contact.
Yeah.
She's that taken aback.
Oh wait, is Rosa cute?
Oh, I
Roll that
mean,
D20.
yeah, I mean, if you want to roll for it, I can also just describe her. She's, once again, a lot of the...
10 out of 10.
Oof. 10 out of 10!
Hey,
Hey! It's totally not 10 out of 20, don't worry about it. But she's... If you want to describe her, you can.
Oh no, it's your character.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. She's a fairly short woman who probably looks to be like a young adult, kind of maybe closer.
I'm realizing
to...
it's kind of gives off like kind of like a weird creepy vibe if I ask how hot every female character is. Like I meant it to be like a silly like cute thing because like Geset would freak out if there was like a cute girl because she's gay. But like now I'm realizing it sounds really creepy. So maybe we should stop doing that.
You're
Not
doing
a creep with nat 20s.
and you're also doing it out of character, so it doesn't reflect on Geset.
Yeah,
it reflects on you.
Yeah, I was just trying to be silly. Let's stop doing this. This is probably a bad idea.
But she has freckles.
I'm only a creep
You know,
if
I'll
want
just let
before.
the DM will just describe them, and I'll decide what they're
Yeah,
talking
you can
about.
just ask like what they
Yeah.
look like.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but
That's
she's
not how I think
Rosa's
of women. It was
probably...
just how I thought of them for this funny bit as a joke.
Don't worry, we don't think that.
Yeah.
We don't think
That
you're
would be weird because
misogynist.
it would actually be really weird if I was misogynist because like I want to and I'm a
You're a
trans lesbian. So like I love women. I want to be a woman, but also fuck like what? But no,
Yeah.
like
But literally, fuck.
but yeah,
man.
that's yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm wearing a onesie and it's really hot. Not like
Take it off.
Not
I'm not,
attractive,
and
I'm
it's
just,
also
like,
really hot.
boiling.
So, anyways, Rosa is probably, you can tell she's about 5'2" and has
I thought you were gonna say
fairly
about a
short
5
hair.
out of 10.
No, she's
Like wait, no.
she's
No!
she's about 5'2" and has fairly short, like cut slightly above the ears, like curly like bronze gold hair that kind of shines in the sunlight a little bit, as well as some freckles over the bridge of her nose and fairly pale skin. You can tell that she hasn't done a whole lot of stuff outside because it doesn't look like she has any type of sun tanning or anything like that, and it's fairly pale skin. She almost resembles like a ginger a little bit.
Oh, cool.
Is she a ginger?
Yeah. No, she's like, she's got a little bit of like orange in her hair, but it's mostly kind of a dirty blonde.
It's like she dyed it a long time ago.
Except it's her natural hair. But yeah, basically.
Yeah. Alright, so yeah, so I've just asked what if she has any like magic amulets.
Right, yeah, so after looking through a little bit of her stuff, she pulls up a ring and says, well, I don't know about Nanits, but this ring, I got it a long time ago from a fairly high up person in the Eutology Foundation. They said they found it after exploring a couple different of the old tinker workshops down in the depths of the Martian Mines. You know, we had a lot of subterranean colonies beforehand, but most of them are out of use these days.
Yeah.
But anyways, so I have this ring that it seems to give people a little bit of good luck. I mean, it could just be superstition, but I've found that everyone who's held this ring has done well on their missions and whatnot.
Why aren't they holding it now? Yeah, sorry, I'm not there. Whatever.
Um,
Where'd they go? What happened to them?
Because they dead.
Okay, how much for it?
Well, this ring has a bit of sentimental value, but you guys have done such a good job. I'd lower the price to about 50 gold pieces.
50 gold pieces? I'll take it.
All right.
So, out of character, does it actually have, like, does she just not understand, like, nanite enchantments? Or is it just, like, as far as anyone can tell, is it just, like, superstition? Or or would I know it has, like, a mechanical benefit?
So that's a great
Like,
question. Geset, I would
Is it
like
really lucky?
I would like you to roll Arcana for me.
Arcana, what? Okay, 1,
So that's int, yeah.
14.
14, alright. So you wouldn't be able to see any type of like interworking mechanisms, but you could feel that the ring has a little bit of a hum to it. And there's what you can see is that it's a kind of standard gold ring, but on the top there is what looks like in a similar or in like a green gemstone that's affixed to the gold ring, what looks like a small carving of a bird on it.
Lovely.
And so you aren't able to tell what it does in character, but you get the feeling that it'll give you some sort of effect while wearing it. But it's kind of just this mysterious little nanite infused ring that you've never seen before. And so out of character, I can tell you that what it does is that if you fail a dexterity saving throw while wearing it, you can use your reaction to spend one of its 3 charges to succeed on the throw.
Does the charge recharge?
That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, so it recharges every day at dawn.
Oh, hell yeah. For 50 gold? Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Rosa.
Yeah, that's like magic item level.
So like I transfer, or actually no, we're using gold. So like I like hand her the gold, but like I have like a little like poster note with my number on it, like underneath all the gold. Yeah, I like Rosa.
She takes the girls and kind of notices the paper and blushes a little bit and puts it in her back pocket, and then puts the rest of the gold in another like pouch that she has to store her stash.
All right. So now I need to figure out how to add homebrew stuff to my inventory.
Oh, it's actually in
good.
D&D Beyond. It's called the Ring of Evasion.
Ring of Evasion. Awesome. All right. So then I head back to Jeffrey.